Oh, well, hi guys. This is gonna be my first video for what I'm hoping will be kind of like my place to record my progress in becoming a better and more focused artist. I'm gonna be talking a little bit about myself while I draw out my artist ID card here. I'm just working on my picture of myself right here, and I sped it up quite a lot because I draw really slow. I've been working on art for about 3 years. I had never drawn before then. I decided to take some classes at a community college because I was bored and I missed going to school, and I wanted to take art history, and to get a certificate in art history you had to take a beginning drawing class, and I decided, well, I'll get that out of the way because I've never drawn before and I don't think I'm going to be good at it, so I'll just get it out of the way and in my first semester, and then I'll move on to art history. And then, spoiler alert, I really liked it. I had a teacher who was very, very kind to the beginner in me and kind of met me where I was instead of assuming that, I'd been drawing for 15 years and I needed a formal education. She, molded me into thinking of myself as someone who had that kind of control over, my hands and my body. And, yeah, if you ever at Cabrillo College, take a class with take a drawing class, just if you think you might like it. You probably will. And then from there I kind of had to stop taking classes because I was working, so I've been doing the self-taught thing ever since. And I've also been working on a comic idea that started out as a novel, and then I was having trouble really articulating what I wanted to say and what I wanted to do, and one day I just kind of thought, hey, it would be easier if I could just draw a picture of what I wanted to say. So in some ways I'm learning how to draw so that I can make this thing, but in other ways I just really find it very relaxing and very powerful to be able to do something that I can watch myself get better at, because I never did it before I was 25. So, and that also leads into how I'm an old woman. A lot of people started drawing when they were 5 or 6, and I picked up a pencil at 25. So I had already gone to school. I got my degree in English already, which kind of bummed me out because if I could go back, I probably would have had no way to tell my 18-year-old self, hey, you want to go to art school. But if somehow I had, I think I would have gotten something different out of it than I got out of my English degree. But I love books and I love reading and things like that, so I think that it all kind of goes together and it all kind of works. Especially, some of my classes I even read, I read Persepolis for a class and I read Fun Home for a class. There were some classes where I read graphic novels and talked about comics, so it all comes around eventually. So that's me. I'm always wearing a t-shirt dress, and these days, given the pandemic, I like to go out just with my fanny pack so that I can just carry my wallet, my phone, and my mask. And I've got pink hair. Before the right now I'm unemployed, and I'm kind of treating this as a time to get other people to help me hold myself accountable for becoming better at my interests. But before that I was working at a school, and it was the first time in a really long time I could have my hair be a fun color, because before that I was working at a very fancy restaurant, and they didn't even like my hair to have significant roots, which it often did, because I don't know if you've ever bleached your hair, but it is a pain and a half, and if you can get away with not doing it more than you have to, then that's probably a good idea, and it's really hard on your hair. So what I'm kind of thinking about for this channel is to film myself making illustrations and making some designs for the comic, and kind of using it as a way to visualize getting better. And if there's things that I'm finding really, really useful, then I want to share that with other people who are in the first few years of their art development, because a lot of things that I've seen have been coming from a perspective of being really interested, having been interested for a really long time and coming back to the fundamentals, or from the perspective of being 18 and buff and getting yourself buff for your portfolio, and kind of the old woman amateur is not a niche that is easy for me to find information for, so maybe I need to make it myself. So maybe I didn't say that, but my name's Lottie. Those are my pronouns there. I'm extremely bisexual, extremely Taurus. I'm actually a Taurus sun with Taurus rising, so very determined, stubborn kind of lady. So I'm just gonna draw and write some fun facts and some stats about my life, just to kind of put it all on the page there. Like I said, I'm an old woman, relatively speaking. I feel old when I interact on YouTube or on Instagram with other young artists. I feel like I'm simultaneously but a little baby and also everyone's grandma. So as you might be able to tell from my extremely laid-back accent, I'm a SoCal kind of girl. I grew up in Southern California, but now I live in Northern California, which I didn't think would be as big of a culture shock when I moved as it turned out to be. I miss a lot of things about Southern California. I miss Del Taco every day. Just wanted to make sure that I got it out there as soon as possible. Black Lives Matter. I think a lot of people who make kind of art content want to make sure that they're very neutral on a lot of subjects, but I am of the moral understanding that to be neutral on subjects of justice is there's no such thing as being neutral on subjects of justice and rights. So that's something that if I continue to make content, I would want to talk about. So I want to make sure that I get that out there. I get that out there right away. No one, if you don't agree, you don't have to keep up with my journey. Some of my likes that I put down there: I love spooky things, I love Halloween. I don't like scary things. I feel like there's a difference. A spooky thing is very, very cute, and a scary thing is not. So I like Halloween. I like that it is Halloween. I don't necessarily like going out and doing Halloween things. Like I said before, under Black Lives Matter, I'm a leftist, but also left-handed. So I don't know. I've always thought that was kind of funny. Under dislikes, peppers. I don't like peppers. I don't like capitalism, and I don't like spiders when they're in my home. And that's another thing about moving to Northern California, is that when I lived in Southern California, I saw very few spiders, but all of them were like black widows, and so I could kill them on sight. And now that I live up here, there's like 800 million spiders everywhere I look. My garden in the front of my house is basically just like one big spider house. And I don't know if any of them are venomous, so I don't want to kill them, but when they come into my house, sometimes I can't help it. Yeah, so we would all be a little better off if the spiders stayed in the bushes outside of my house and didn't try and come inside and touch my furniture. So what do I always have with me? I've always got my phone. I've always got some pens. As you can see here, I'm using Posca paint markers and some Molotow One For All paint markers. I really like using them, even though their smearing becomes a factor as a left-handed person. But I really am drawn to that very, very clean Posca style that I can't really achieve yet, but we'll get there. My wireless headphones I always have with me. They're Skullcandy called them Empowered Pink, which was almost reason enough for me not to get them in pink, but pink's my favorite color, so I get almost everything in pink. I always have my big old Nalgene water bottle with me, and I'm always carrying around my big old sketchbook full of designs for my comic book. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I almost forgot to draw my glasses there. That's important. I wouldn't be able to see without those. And my eyebrows, I'm very proud of them. I work very hard on them. So that's just a little bit about me, and I hope to make more pieces in the future. Kind of get down how I want to record myself making these paintings, and then share more of them with you. I hope that you continue to hang out with me. Thanks, guys.